All right, well, we'll go ahead and get started today. Welcome, everybody, to How To Tuesday. This is our very first How To Tuesday of the fall semester. So, welcome back if you joined me last year for How To Tuesday. I'm so glad that you're all here because we are going to be talking today about faculty connections. And this is a really big topic for a lot of students. They want to know how they can connect with their faculty members, how they can kind of get through the hurdle of meeting them and going through and getting to know them and why we should do that. So if I don't know you already, my name is Camille Cook. I am your instruction and outreach librarian. I'm really excited to be here. I lead the How To Tuesday series, but this year we have actually expanded it to be a weekly occurrence. And you may see some unfamiliar faces or familiar to you, but unfamiliar to How To Tuesday as they're going to co host with us this year. I am thrilled to present to you How To Tuesday Faculty Connections. Today, we're going to kind of talk through a couple things. The first one being the why. Why do we make connections, or why should we make connections with faculty members? And then we're going to talk through the how. How do we do this, right? Practically. We'll talk about resources to help. In fact, I have so many resources available for you in the chat right now. And that will give you an opportunity to skim through those. If you're watching this back on demand, the link in the description of this video will have all of the information about how to access these slides, as well as the additional resources I have to offer you. So let's kind of kick it off here, shall we? Why should we connect with faculty members? What's the point of this? Why do faculty members even do this, right? Why do we have office hours? Why do we have faculty members that are here to support us? Obviously, they teach classes, right? But they also do so much more for you than just teach classes. So I'm really excited to kind of show you the secrets or the kind of the success skills of successful students to connect with faculty members. So the big answer to the why are we doing this is we don't have to, right? But doing so will help you be successful in your college career. And that's what really we're after here. We're after success. Not just getting by in our classes, but really thriving and being able to fully be supported by your education. We are really interested as faculty members and supporting you in the ways that you need to be supported. And while this is kind of hard to think about sometimes, your faculty members have been where you've been, right? They have gone through college, they've gotten their PhD or their master's degree, and it's really awesome to be able to say, I have been where you've been, and I am here to support you through your educational journey. So, this is going to be a really common theme of these are not required things by any means, but they can be really helpful for you as you begin to start your journey as a student. So the first thing that faculty members can do is they can help you explore your interests. If you've ever taken a class that's outside of your normal routine or outside of your normal, um, course structure or outside of your normal major, you may have noticed that, it's really exciting to be able to take different classes. That's part of the reason why we have our liberal education program. That liberal education program can really help you broaden your horizons and take different classes outside of your major. And something that you may never have explored before may end up being really interesting to you. For example, if you're a business major and you took a art class and you realized that you loved art, your faculty member could help you explore the bridge between art and business. Another thing is if you're taking a specific class in your discipline, for example, if you are a sociology major and you're taking a class on, world cultures and world society, and it's really interesting to you, one opportunity to connect with your faculty member is to just help is for them to help you explore those interests. So you can meet with them and talk more about the course's subject matter at a deeper level than you can really get to in class. If you have a reading that you're really interested in, your faculty member would love to discuss that with you. That would be a really awesome way to connect with that faculty member. I have, as a faculty member, I have one student who I work with really regularly on different ideas or things that are interesting to them. And though they aren't necessarily directly related to our course, but they stemmed from the course material. And since then, we have conducted research together, and he continues to keep me apprised of the things he's learning and what he's interested in. And this is a great way to connect with your faculty members. Another way to do that is that faculty can help you get started in research, right? If you're interested in conducting research, if you're interested in going to be get your PhD or conduct research on your own, it can be a great asset for you to get early exposure or to start doing research in your undergraduate career. And you may not know this, but all of our faculty members at Park University are doing research right now in their discipline. And so depending on the instructor and depending on the discipline that they're in, the research may look differently, right? Our awesome faculty in the education department are going to be doing way different research than our awesome faculty in the art department. And that's okay, right? Everyone does research that is appropriate for their discipline. So it's really cool that you get to partner with faculty on that. But it does require, a connection with your faculty member, right? And so again, if we're thinking about the why behind why we're forming connections with our faculty, that is a big reason, right? It can give you an opportunity to research and to learn from your faculty member how to do research and the benefits of doing research. And it can really set you up for success if you're interested in a master's degree or in any kind of higher education profession. Another thing that we think about when we think about why we're doing this, why we're connecting with faculty members, is that they can give you advice on your future path. Again, they've been where you've been. They have gone forth, they've done their undergraduate, they've done their master's degree, potentially they've done their PhD, and they can offer advice on your future career path. So even if you're not interested in going into higher education, a lot of your instructors probably have connections and ideas and insights into the field that they're teaching in, right? So obviously my discipline is library science. I'm a librarian here. And I know so many librarians across the board. So even if you weren't interested in working in a higher education institution, I know lots of librarians that I could connect you with that could help mentor you, that could give you potentially some ideas about where to study, where to go get your MLS. I could connect you with so many different people in our field. I could connect you with our professional development ideas. I could connect you with our professional organizations. All of these things are insider knowledge, and you might not know that because you're still a student, you're still learning, and your faculty can really bridge that connection for you and can be an asset when you're thinking about what that might look like for you in the future. So getting to know your faculty member can be really advantageous when you're thinking about your future career, when you're going off and you're trying new things, and that is an asset for you for sure. Faculty members can also write you letters of recommendation. So this is a really great thing, except here's the caveat. Faculty can't write you a very good recommendation if they don't know you, right? So if we're thinking about the why should we connect with our faculty members? Not as an exchange of like, oh, if I connect to this faculty member, they'll write me a great recommendation. But if they are seeing your academic pursuits, if they're working with you in research, they're able to write you a recommendation that's going to serve you really well. And so as you begin to think about your future career, whether you're wanting to go to graduate school or apply for an internship or a job, you're likely going to need references or recommendation letters. And your faculty can do that if they know you, right? And so again, thinking about who you are, who you're becoming, and what kind of career fields you want to go into, your faculty can really be a huge asset for you. But all this to say, it can be really hard to get to know your faculty member. So here is one more reason that you should connect with your faculty members, and that's that they can all be a mentor for you. it's really important to remember again that our faculty have been here. They've been a college student before, they've seen the other side, and they can provide insight and resources to support you. Additionally, they can be mentors for you in the discipline. So, thinking about, where you want to go in the future and what kind of job you want to seek in the future. They may have connections in that field. They may have ideas of ways you can develop and strengthen your academic repertoire. You can think about all these things. And the best part is, if you're not sure what you want to do, they can also be a mentor for that, right? If you're really interested in, let's say, social media and misinformation, right? You might not know what kinds of jobs are out there that are surrounding that, but your faculty member, your librarian faculty member, me, I do know those things, right? Again, thinking about that student I was just telling you about, that student was super interested in archival work and preserving different comics that have been published in newspapers across many decades and across lots of different platforms, and making them all be in one place so that they're accessible. But he didn't really know if he could do anything with that, if that would be a job. And so when he met with me and told me this, I said, wait, that's an archivist. That is an actual job that you can do. And that was really exciting for him. And it's okay if you don't know all the different facets of your major or, every single detail that there is to learn. But if you connect with your faculty member, they can be a mentor for you, and they can support you and help you see things that maybe you had never considered before. So that's a really big plus and a really big reason why connecting with your faculty members is really critical. So I'm going to kind of move on here, but that's the big why, right? They can be mentors, they can write you reference letters, they can provide insight, they can set you up with connections. These are all really important things that go into student success. And again, this is optional, but this is how you can really take yourself to the next level of student success here at Park University. Because I know for a fact that all of our instructors and all of our faculty members here at Park genuinely care about student success and genuinely care about you being the best student that you can be. So they're here to support you. Okay, so now we've talked about the why. Why are we doing this? Why is this important? But I want to talk about the how. Like, how do we actually make connections? Because I think for a lot of students, that can be really scary. How exactly do I walk up to my faculty member and say, I want to do research with you, or I'm really interested in this part of your topic. Can we talk about it? Like, that can be really difficult. So I want to kind of give you some tangible steps about how to foster connections with your faculty members. So the first one is just to email them, right? Whether you have that instructor in class or not, you can always email our faculty here at Park, and they can set you up with a time to come in, and you can meet with them during their office hours. And this is a really great opportunity to connect with faculty, because their job during their office hours is to be here and wait for their students to come in, right? They aren't in meetings, they aren't doing something else. You're not interrupting them. This is literally our job, is to be available for you. So this is a great opportunity to come in and visit with your instructors and get to know them more. If you're emailing, this is a great sample email, right? So this says, Dear Professor, fill in the blank. I'm Jane, or I'm insert your name here, and I am a prospective, let's say, business major, particularly interested in marketing. I am writing to you because I noticed that you teach classes in marketing. I read your paper on that subject, and my student success coach suggested that I reach out to you. I would love to get your advice on potential areas to focus on within my major and internship. Can I come by your office hours? If so, when are they? And I guarantee you, any instructor who receives an email like this would be more than happy to meet with you, either during their office hours or by setting up an appointment. And again, this is kind of a scary thing for students, but that first initial email is sometimes all it takes to start that connection. And it can be easy. It doesn't have to be super long-winded, right? It just will cover the basis of who you are, why you're reaching out to them, and what you hope to get out of this relationship. This could also be with someone you have in class. So if you have instructor Smith in your class and she has gone through something really interesting, you could say, dear Professor Smith, dear Dr. Smith, I'm really interested in learning more about this thing we talked in class, or I need help with this problem we discussed in class, right? If you're in a math class and you're really struggling to understand the problem or understand how to use a formula, that's another great office hour use. And you can always email your instructor to ask for help and ask to come into their office hours. Okay. So you've you've emailed your instructor and they said, yes, these are when my office hours are, come on by, and you are ready to go in. Before you go to office hours, you should prepare for your conversation, right? You don't have to study for anything. You just need to think about what would be some questions you would want to ask your instructor. So if you're looking for a mentor, or if you're looking for someone to research with, or if you're really just interested in this professor's research agenda, or what they've been researching, you might come up with some sample questions. So for example, what skills should I develop to prepare me to engage in research or creative projects in this field, right? That's going to be really good to know if you're interested in doing those things. Are there courses that you would recommend I take to help me develop those skills? Again, so like what we were talking about, with there being some things that you may not realize are careers or opportunities for you. That same student that I told you that loves to do research, that we work together pretty frequently, I told him, he's a communications major, and I said, you should take a class in archival history, right? That might be an opportunity for you to try out research and archives and see if you like it before committing and making that your major, right? So that is, one opportunity that you could use to connect with your faculty member. Your faculty members are the ones teaching classes. They're very knowledgeable about the subjects, and they can recommend classes or tracks or minors or majors that might be helpful for what you want to achieve or do in the future. You could also ask things like, how did you get started in research? Or how did you choose your research topic or question? So for one, I am a really big proponent of research. I love conducting research and understanding the world better. One of the things that I personally research is social media and misinformation. So if you came into my office hours and you knew that about me, which hint, hint, you'll have to figure that out before you go into office hours. And that's really easy to do just by searching for your instructor's name on Google Scholar. You could say, oh, Professor Cook, how did you get started in research? Why is this your topic? What made you want to research this activity or this concept? And then that way we can connect through our shared interest. Because if you're also interested in social media and misinformation, that could be a great bridging off point for our relationship. And I'm going to put the link to this slide in the chat, and you'll also get this link in a follow-up email after this presentation, so that if you don't feel like you have to write down all of these questions or take a picture or anything, that link is in the chat. And then all of you who are watching back on demand, that link is in the description of this video. Again, it has the links to the slides and all the resources we have for you today. So just like you're preparing to go ask your instructor, your faculty member questions and to get to know them and to connect with them, you'll also want to be prepared to answer questions about you, right? Your instructor, it's not a two-way street. It's not a one-way street. Your instructor is going to want to know things about you as well. So thinking about through questions like, tell me about yourself. What are some things you would want to highlight for your instructor? What are your research or creative interests? What are you interested in learning more about? Why are you interested in talking with this faculty member? What have you been studying? What's your major? Why did you choose that? What do you want to do in the future? All of those are really good questions to think through before you go into your office hour with your instructor, and think through, what are your goals? Like, how do you want to connect with this faculty member? And sometimes it's just as, as simple as saying, hey, I'm really new to this and I'd really like some help, or I'm really interested in learning more about your research and I'd love to conduct research with you. This is part of our job. This is why we're here to support you. So don't feel like this is out of the ordinary or weird or you're disturbing them or a burden on them. This is what we love to do as faculty members. So this at the start of the semester is a great time. And if you're an online student, this is also option for you, right? You can't go to their physical office hour and ask these questions, but you can Zoom with your instructor and still you can get to know them. You can email back and forth. There's so many possibilities. So don't count this out, even if you're not here on our Parkville or Gilbert or Campus Center locations. Still remember that your faculty members, it's the same thing. They still are knowledgeable, they still have expertise, and they can meet with you. In fact, all instructors, regardless of whether you are an adjunct or you're a full-time faculty member, all instructors are required to have office hours to assist you. So don't feel like you're, again, a burden or interrupting or adding more work. This is what we love to do. And the office hours for online instructors and online classes may look different, but it's still a way to connect with your faculty members. So the last thing I want to tell you and encourage you all with is that sometimes all you need is 20 seconds of courage, right? It can be really, really scary to send that very first email to your instructor and ask for assistance or help or anything like that. But if you have 20 seconds of courage to press that email, I promise you that your instructors are going to be eager and excited to work with you. And again, this is hard. This is a really kind of more advanced skill for students. So many of our students will come to class and actively participate in class, but then never come to office hours. And if you do that, you're really missing out on a really rich opportunity to connect and be supported by faculty. Because again, this is our job. It's not just our job to come to class, teach, and grade our assignments and give you a grade. It's also to be a support and a resource for you. Whether you need help with the subject matter in class or you want to go above and beyond and conduct research or learn more about something, we are here to support you. So, all that to say, does anyone have any questions that I can answer about connecting with faculty members? I'll press pause here and I will let you guys think about that. You can either feel free to unmute or put it in the chat. If you are watching back on demand, you can email me. My email will be on the next slide and it'll also be in all the information, all the communication that you've gotten from me, as well as in the description of this video. And you're welcome to email us with any questions that you have. I will pause for a second, see if anyone who's online has any questions. Actually, I'll go to the next slide. Okay, not seeing any. If you do have any questions and you want to get some support with that, feel free to email me. My email is camille.cook@park.edu. My maiden name is Abdel Jawad, so if you have seen me under that name as well, that it's still me, just new email. Everything gets pointed back to me though, so feel free to email me there at camille.cook@park.edu. And I'd be happy to connect with you. I am one of our faculty members, and if you have more questions or you want to learn more, I am here to help you. So you can also feel free to schedule an appointment with me. That is through our library website, library.park.edu. And if you're watching this back on demand and you want more additional support, feel free to reach out. We also have a 24/7 chat, which can help you with research and beyond. So thank you all so much for joining me today for How To Tuesday. A reminder that our How To Tuesday series happens every single week at 4 p.m. Central Time. If you would like to join us, you can register online at library.park.edu. And over there, you can see all the upcoming subjects and topics for our next few weeks of How to Tuesday series. You may see me back here next week, and you're going to see some different visiting campus centers and campus departments that are here to support you. As a little sneak peek, you'll hear from financial aid this year. You're going to hear from our advising, student success coaches, and our counseling center, and so much more. So you don't want to miss even a single week of How to Tuesday. We are so excited to bring you this series brought to you by the Park University Library. If there are no other questions, my name is Camille. I'm so glad that you joined me today, and I hope that you will reach out if you have any questions, and have a wonderful afternoon.